Good morning, children. So, today we will be starting with the chapter employment. Though I have already started in the offline session in the class, but those who are not coming to school, for them, I am sending these lectures. Please go through it. This is the last chapter of Indian Eco in the syllabus that we are going to complete. So, what is a worker? A worker is an individual who is involved in some economic activity to earn a living. Now, what is this economic activity? Economic activity means you are involved in any productive activity which is contributing towards the GDP of the country. So, see, it is written a worker contributes to the process of GDP by rendering his productive activity. Some examples of workers are farmers, managers, laborers, doctors, barbers, professors, etc. So all these people somehow or the other by through their services through their services are providing to the GDP of the country. They are producing something. GDP, you all know, it is the total money value of all goods and services produced in a country in a year. GNP, it is the net earnings that are added to the GDP. We get GNP. Those activities which contribute to GNP are called economic activities. What are net earnings? Difference between imports and exports. Okay. Now, who all are included in workers? It includes the self-employed persons like shopkeepers, barbers, cobblers, etc. Self-employed means those who are the businessmen, okay, or small people like this, those who own something of their own. Okay, it also includes those people who remain temporarily absent from work due to illness, injury, or other physical disability, bad weather, festivals, social or religious functions, etc. So it also includes those people, those who are temporarily out of work due to any illness or any disease or any disability, or due to any circumstances. They are out of work for few days, few months. It also includes those people who help the main workers. It means all those who are engaged in economic activity in whatever capacity are workers. So it also includes those people who are working under someone, means they are helping helping the main workers. They are also included in this category. So the term worker includes self-employed workers, and they include those who are working for someone, that is the paid workers. So paid workers and self-employed workers comes under the category of workers. Next is nature of employment in India. So nature of employment in India is multifaceted. Some get employment throughout the year while others get employed for only a few months in a year, like the seasonal workers, like in case of agriculture. Some are seasonal workers, those who are employed for a few seasons in the year, like the agricultural workers. Okay, and some get employed throughout the year. Many workers do not get fair wages, means they are not equally paid for their work. While estimating the number of workers, all those who are engaged in economic activities are included as employed. So all those who are engaged in economic activities are included in the employment. Number of workers. Next is number of workers. Now this can come as a case study. See, datas are given along with the years. It can come as a case study. Okay, during 2011-12, the total number of workers in India was 473 million persons. Majority of our people reside in rural areas, that we know. The proportion of workforce residing there is higher because as major population of India is residing in the rural areas, so the workforce will be also higher there. So out of 473 million workers, nearly 3/4 are rural workers. So out of 473, 3/4 are rural. 70% of the total workers are male and rest are female. So female work participation is less. Rural women participate in larger number of productive activities as compared to urban women. Among the rural workers, the share of female workers is high. Okay, whereas in case of the urban workers, the female population is low. So in the rural areas, the female labor force participation is high. They participate more in productive activities than in the urban areas. In rural areas, many women carry out works like cooking, fetching water and fuel wood and participate in the farm labor. They are either not paid wages in cash or are paid in the form of grains. For this reason, these women are not categorized as workers. Now, first question that can come from this is why the share of women or the female labor force participation is less in urban areas and more in rural areas. Because in rural areas, they have no choice. To earn money, they have to engage themselves in any productive activities. And generally, there the girls do not go for any higher education. But in the urban areas, girls go for higher education, and that is why they seek for a job which matches their capability. They don't have the hurry to earn money. So the participation is bit less in the urban area. So that is why it is said that the share of the female workforce is around 1/5 in case of urban workers. Now, last question another that can come from here is why women, those who are engaged in the household work, are not considered as workers. So women are generally engaged in such work. Many a times, if they work as farm laborers also, they are not paid in cash. They are paid in food grains. And for this reason, they are not categorized as workers. So this is the reason. The next lecture, we will be coming to the labor force next term. Thank you.